Okay, it's going. Cool, I totally didn't announce this. This is kind of impromptu.
Just on.
But it's the happy hour stream where I'm going to be making an adapter for a pair of goggles that will house the AnthropomorphEYES. Wait, there we go. Okay, now you can just see me. And I'll explain that again. I guess I should probably throw the link up on Twitter real quick so that people can actually find this. Let's do that, shall we? Okay. But anyhow, I'm gonna give it a minute until like people show up, and then I'll bust into whatever it is I have planned for the day. Mark, do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody!
Hi, everybody. Copy. Go to Twitter. This shouldn't be a very long stream. I guess I needed something to do for the, whatever, evening, afternoon that this is. If I can get this working fast, then I can put them on my head and call it done, but, you know. Impromptu stream, making a goggle adapter for my AnthropomorphEYES. I couldn't spell that word until now. Now I'm like typing it every like half an hour it seems, so it's gonna get like ingrained in my face. Making a goggle adapter for my AnthropomorphEYES. Link, hashtag ROBOHEMIAN. We are all ROBOHEMIANs here. That's what everyone's doing. It's what? It's almost 6 o'clock, but it's still technically happy hour, and I've got my Pacifico that I have squeezed some sriracha sauce into. And it actually tastes pretty damn good. I mean, you taste the heat and the garlic. There's definitely notes of garlic kind of coming through, which is good. Why would you put sriracha sauce in your Pacifico? If you're a fan of the michelada cocktail, that is a cerveza, a light cerveza, that has hot sauce in it, and some other savory juices, and clam. And it is a very delicious, savory, alcoholic, effervescent drink. But if you're lazy and you don't feel like actually mixing the drink properly and rimming the glass with seasoning, then you can just squirt a variety of things in your beer straight out, and it does the same thing, which is what I've been experimenting with. So today's experiment was the sriracha, and it's not too bad. So cheers, guys. I don't know if anyone's here yet. Ha! There's Maker Block. Hi. Maker Block says, hi, Mark. You should say
hi, Maker Block.
But
how's Maker Block just always online?
We were all just sitting, hanging out, making.
That's amazing.
That's what we do.
Just there.
That's like me. Some people just make all day.
Yeah.
That's why we need eyes on our appliances, so we don't lose our minds.
They can watch us.
Yes.
They can judge us.
Mm-hmm. All right. Back to what I was doing. Whew. That's hot. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Okay. So you can see what I'm working on. I have this mess of stuff on my bench right here. I have this pair of goggles, oh god, that I started disassembling. So I've made many a pair of electronic goggle hacks out of this base pair of brazen goggles, which is something that a friend of mine from my hackerspace used to do. Crux. Crux used to make goggles, and he inspired me to make my own. Ooh. Hi, Micah. Scanline. What was I saying? So he used to make goggle hacks out of this exact pair of brazen goggles, and he kind of inspired me to start doing the same thing. So I have had a base pair just sort of sitting on my shelf for the past, I don't know, I'm gonna say 4 years now. It's been a while since I've made a new pair of these. You can actually see the dust on the lenses because it's, again, been that long. Can wipe that off. But the goal for this stream is to take the iBoard that I just added to Mautindy, that I'm calling the AnthropomorphEYes. What's this? These guys right here. And I'm going to, let's see if I can get this to focus a little bit better. I'm gonna make an adapter for the goggles so that I have a set of goggles that has the eyes on them. Autofocus. Come on. Do it. There we go. Oh, there's like the sweet spot. There we go. It's better. Okay. So it shouldn't be too hard. These are almost like just barely they almost kind of fit within the eye hole. But I would say they're like exactly the diameter of the actual socket for the goggle. So I'm gonna have to get a little bit fancy here to get these to fit properly. The way that the goggles work is they come with this lens piece that just straight out screws on top of the, I don't know, the eye socket do, like this. So whatever you want your lens to be, you actually have to sandwich it between the, I don't know, what would you call that? Doesn't matter. The spinny bit goes on the eye socket bit. So that's the plan. I'm going to first attempt to just take a kind of, I don't know, you can see that it's just a round piece that's the same diameter of the brazing like lens that came with the pair of goggles. It's like 50 millimeters. You can see it's the same size. And there's a pair of pegs sticking up on this guy. The pegs should go through the holes of the actual circuit board. It's on my desk. I'm just gonna kind of take this guy and I'm gonna stick this on the eye and then put the cap over it like so. And I'm hoping if I design this correctly, those pegs are gonna stick out enough that I can just sort of smash the board down on top of the pegs and then stick the lens that's supposed to go over the eye board like on top of that, and they'll all just kind of clip onto one another. That's the plan. That's like the path of least resistance, but if that doesn't work as well as I'm hoping that it will, then I will move to plan B, of course. But I had to try the easiest solution first. So the way, now that that's on there, that's like how that mounts into the goggle eye socket. I can kind of, okay, so that, well, those actually aren't long enough. No, just barely. You can see that they go, it's like they're absolutely flush with the board. But you can see the pegs poking up through the holes. Could have made it maybe 1 or 2 millimeters longer and I would have been in business. Ah, Mark, don't you hate it when it's just 1 or 2 millimeters too short?
Yes.
So, damn. Hello, Alex. Oh, sweet! Congratulations on passing the exam that you mentioned. I think it was on Sunday.
Yay.
Good. I'm giving you a high five.
High five.
High five on passing your exam. See, you can relax now and have a 5 o'clock beer with us. Cheers. Okay. The other thing I can probably do is probably actually tighten that a little bit more. Or not. Okay, so there's a little bit of a space in here, so I can probably stick this on top of one of the lenses that came with the pair of goggles. Maybe either the glass or the brazing bit. Or all three. I don't know. Could get away with using all three. Alright, I'm going to use the brazing lens, the glass lens, and the thing that I just 3D printed with the pegs on it. And screw that all down. Let's see what happens if I do that. Where's Vi Gray? He was the one that kind of planted the seed that I should stream. I'm gonna go pester him in Discord. He's streaming. Yay. Have a beer with me. I'll probably have another beer with the sriracha in it. That was delicious. Anyhow, Mark, what are we gonna eat tonight for dinner?
I have no idea.
Okay, so that.
Should I thaw chicken?
Do you want to thaw chicken?
Sure. We have some mac and cheese from last night, so maybe we'll just do that.
You want to mix chicken with mac and cheese?
Yeah, like a side dish.
Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really good.
I'm gonna try the chicken.
Okay, so that's there's no give anymore, so that's nice and tight, locked down. I think the board will actually, the pegs will stick up out through the holes in the board a little bit better this time, I hope. Which side is the correct side? This one. Alright, it's a little better. Okay, so my pegs poke up just slightly, you can see. Nice. And this guy is supposed to fit on top of that. And I cut the pegs off of this guy, like you can kind of see them, I trim them off with nippers. There we go. And that's so that they don't clash with the ones poking through the board right now. Except, I don't think this is gonna snap down on top as well as I'm thinking it's going to. Because I noticed something the other day, and this might be problematic because I know MakerBlock, you mentioned that you had printed lenses already for your printer for the eyes, and I found that my original footprint for the lens actually doesn't fit the new board that I had made as well. So if I take this and I try to seat the board down inside of the lens, 3 of the sides actually snap down. The last one, just, it will not pop down in there because one of the measurements of the sides is off by probably, oh, I don't know. I'm gonna say a 0.5 millimeter. There's a 0.5 millimeter difference in this board from the last batch that I had made, and it's probably because I actually moved the yeah, I can't press this down in there, I'm gonna break something. I moved the points, the corner points on this board before I had it made. I actually lined them up to make sure that everything was in fact symmetrical, where the original set of boards that I had made for the toaster back there behind me, they weren't. I just eyeballed everything because that's how I do. But point being, these fit the old board. They don't fit this one, or they don't without significant force. So I'm gonna have to probably tweak this STL file and release another version of it just to, I don't know, make sure that the people who are receiving their AnthropomorphEYES in the next week don't have issues getting their lenses to fit on top of the board. So yeah, that's probably something I can tweak right now. But anyhow, so these are the green ones that I made last weekend that I've been kind of playing around with. They're the ones that I'm eventually going to give to a rice cooker out there in the ether. I think for the time being, they are going to be my guinea pigs until I get them to fit on top of my goggles. But since this doesn't fit, it'd be nice if this... So even if the boards seat on top of the pegs, they're going to need some way to clamp down in there. And the easy thing to do, the hacky thing to do, is to take my soldering iron and melt these tabs that are sticking out and just sort of bend them over the circuit board so that it's just kind of being held in place, although that is kind of a permanent fix. I would then have to snap this lens and it would have to just kind of hold itself in place. Probably not the best way to go about doing it, but for the time being, I'm thinking that it'll do. It'll do for now. It'll do for what I need. But I think what I'm going to end up doing for this set is well, I have to redesign this because, as I mentioned, it doesn't fit. I might keep this for now. The design doesn't have to be optimal. I think I'm ooh, hi Vigre.
Vigre.
It is a wild Sarah. She has her sriracha beer. That's good. And cheers for those of you who are still drinking your 5 o'clock something. Ooh. Oh, the fun thing about that is, if you just sort of squirt sriracha into the beer, each sip gets progressively spicier until you get to like the very last inch or so that's left at the bottom of the bottle, and then it's like really, really potent, right, Mark?
Yes.
And it's just like sriracha juice, alcoholic sriracha juice. Uh-oh. Tony says the secret is magnets. I could magnetize these on. Ooh, should I do that? Mark. Should I magnetize the eyes onto the goggles?
Do what? No, what?
Oh, am I asking you?
Add magnets to the back of the wait, what?
That's a really good suggestion.
What are you trying to do?
I'm not gonna. Never mind.
No, say it again.
Tony, that's a good idea. That's.
What's the thing?
Well, I'm making an adapter for the goggles to mount the eyes onto.
Oh, a magnetically mounted?
Yeah, that'd just be easier.
Yeah, because I was gonna say just put magnets in your eyes so you can put them on things like refrigerators and cruisers. Because I was gonna do that to mine.
Are you gonna put magnets on them?
Yeah, I'm gonna magnetize and then just stick them to the metal.
Should I just make a magnetic adapter then?
Yeah, design a plastic one and then people can print that. Or put that business card magnet material.
Okay. I think this came up already. You and I have talked about
this. Magnetizing is a good idea, and there's a million ways to do it. So yes, there should be every way to add that to something metallic.
Okay. Okay, so this stream just turned into me catting a magnetic adapter for these eyes. Since I do have to tweak these anyway to make them fit on top of the boards, I'm going to make a piece that snaps onto the back. Like if this goes over the front, and the little pegs poke out through the back. Oh gosh, can you see that? There we go. Through the holes. Then those pegs are going to probably mate with some dingus that goes on the back of the board that has the magnets. What?
What are you doing on the 24th?
What? Why?
You can audition for Wheel of Fortune in Las Vegas.
Why would I want to be on Wheel of Fortune?
You and Tony, Scott and Matt. We're all going to show up there and we're going to get on that fucking show.
Why?
Because Wheel of Fortune would be fun.
Okay. You want to be on Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah, totally.
I don't know how to spell.
We can be like idiots online.
I can't spell. Like, it's a horrible idea.
That's funny about it.
Like, it's... No.
You totally guess things.
I'm not a guesser. Shit.
We should all go and just do it. You get a shirt. You want a Wheel of Fortune shirt? There's probably going to be 8,000 people there, but why the fuck not?
That sounds like pandemonium.
Yes, 2 to 6 p.m. each of those days in the Green Valley.
You could also create a small hole in the posts and use screws to hold it in. That's also a good idea.
Oh my God.
Hans. Wheel of Fortune? Wheel
but
of...
they do many performances, and then if they like you, then you'll get on it.
Miniature performances?
Yeah, you're going to play a mini game of Wheel of Fortune, and if you act if you have stuff they're looking for on camera,
I don't.
you're a character. They would love you.
But
You're a girl. Fat grumbly guy.
Fat grumbly guy and girl.
Yes.
They're like, you're a girl. You can. They like girls.
Pussy Las Vegas girl who makes robots. See, they're gonna be like, that's fantastic.
Woo!
And you're like, and I've been on a reality show. They're like, what show? And you're like, Mythbusters. And they're like, whoa, that's pretty cool. You can be that person that's like on all the shows.
I don't want to be that person.
You should totally be that. Do it.
Okay, I'm making a magnetic adapter. So here's what we use for magnets. So the head of the noodles that like the baby noodles, the noodle spawnlings, the way that I've been doing it, there's a tiny little magnet embedded in the skull of the baby noodle and then the pelvis of the baby noodle. But the magnets that I'm using come from a thing that I'm repurposing that Mark kind of offloaded onto me in bulk. So there's this box behind me. Oh god. Oh, can you see inside of there? They're like Blue Man, like magnet things. One of them's blinking.
You're not supposed to show the logo!
What? Sorry.
I'm kidding. I don't care. I do know, honestly, I don't care.
Okay, so they're throwies that don't get any love anymore. And I don't know. They're from
What's in the box?
What?
What's in there?
Dead ones.
What do you get? No, they're perfectly good.
Wait, what?
Where are they? What's inside of those things?
There's an LED, a blue blinking LED, and then there's some really tiny batteries. But the most important part that I harvest out of these are the magnets. So when
two different size magnets.
So if I open this, you can see there's the throwies, and then there's tiny little like flat magnet bits on there, which I pull off first and foremost. So it's like gold, man. Okay. And then I have to open each one of these little like throwies up, out, open, up them. And then I need to harvest the other magnet mate bit out from it. So that's like in there. But after I do this, I'll have 3 pairs of magnets that I can use for my eyes, which is good. And I'm going to say for this endeavor, I will probably need 4 pairs because I'm going to probably put 2 on each eye, which is a really good idea. Thank you for bringing that up, Tony, if you're still with us with the doing. And happy Pi Day, William. And hello, Thomas. Hi, everybody. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Pi Day and happy hour. Even though I guess we're at the 6 o'clock hour point at this point in time. Oh, God. So if there we go, it blinks. Oh. Okay. So I guess I technically have a whole box full of tiny batteries if I so need them. Okay, so that's done. So I guess I can go into CAD and decide how I'm gonna do this. Alright, magnets. Bench. So I need to make that's not what I wanted. There. I need to make another piece that's like this, that's going to mount inside of the goggle's eye hole, but it's going to have magnets on the opposite side that can seat inside of it. One of these sizes, I think these are like 5mm and 6mm diameter magnets. I'm excited to wait many weeks for the newly announced Raspberry Pi 3B to be available for plebes like me to order. They're coming out with another one?
Which one?
Pi 3B?
Yeah, that's the newest Pi.
They're
Faster,
coming.
bigger. It's got power over Ethernet. A couple extra neat things in it. Yeah.
Noodle says he wants one in his foot.
Then Seed Studio is now carrying, they're an official carrier of Raspberry Pi Zero Ws.
Really?
For 18 bucks, 20 bucks.
But they're 10 on every other place. Yeah, they are.
No, you cannot get them for 10 anywhere, period.
Pi Zeros, the ones that are in Noodle's feet, I bought for $10.
You bought them for 10?
Yes. I bought them for 10.
Because everywhere I could ever find them in stock, it came with a bundled kit for 30 bucks. With a bunch of shit cables.
All the ones I bought during ours last year, I bought for 10.
You got those for 10. What did you get them at?
Like, I think it was Adafruit.
Really?
For $10. Unless they, like, boosted the price. They're always 10.
Maybe. I think what's funny is those were originally touted as the $5 computer, and they're 10, and then they're 20. So, horse shit, right?
Alright, kids. Enough horse shit. Let's go into Fusion. Alright, so I'm going to close this thing that I didn't name or save. I'm going to call this the Peg Adaptor. Peg Adaptor. And I'm going to copy this.
Go on.
Peg adapter. Somebody need a good pegging?
Yes.
Oh my. Alright. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to rename it Magnet Adapter, I guess. Sure. Magnet? Is that how you spell magnet? Who cares? Okay, so I'm going to say I want the bigger magnet to fit inside of the adapter. So I'm going to measure this guy with my calipers. Alright, so this one's 8. 8.5, okay. It's 8.5. Okie dokie. 8.5 by 1.5. Alright, so I'm gonna get rid of these pegs. Oh, sigh. 8.5 by 1.5. No, we'll just go way back. Okay, let's go. We want these to be, what did I say, 8.5, 8.5. The whole is 8.5. May I zoom in on this? Oh wow. 8.5. I mean, it's not 8.5, it's 8.5 if I add the anti-curve. In fact, I'm going to measure that one more time, just to make sure I'm pleased with that measurement. Oh, 8. Let's say 8.4. Man, it's amazing how much 0.1 millimeters can like make or break you. Right, Mark?
Yes.
Ooh, the golden hour is starting to happen. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to extrude you by, like, 1. Oh man. What are you guys talking about there? Oh, hi, Fabu Duck. Dave Price. Raspberry Pi W is $10. The first one is $5 at Micro Center. See, they are cheap.
How much?
$10, and the first one is $5.
Really?
Yes, but they sell out often. And
Yeah.
that I've experienced.
It's interesting the seeds overpricing.
Oh man.
You probably have to pay the shipping from Hong Kong. Whatever.
Okay, I've made something awful. What? Yeah, they're cheap. Anyhow, back to the designing.
Fine. You don't take it too much.
Why is this not drop downing? There we go. Okay. Stop the sketch. Thank you. Just want you on. Okay, so that will be... Maybe I do want this to be... What did I say it was? Make it 3. And then this gets to be 1. Sure. Okay, that should fit those. Okay, so my magnets are gonna go inside this discus piece. It's a little bit thicker. It's 3 times as thick as this red thing that I made with the pegs on it, which is good because that means I don't have to probably use the lens and the brazing goggle tinted bit to thicken it up. And so I'm going to make this shape. Yes. No, I don't want to save my changes. I just want to keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over. Okay. Export the print file to... Oh man, I need to get my SD card. Okay, I'm gonna run to the printer, grab the SD card, and I'll be back. Mark, you should talk to people.
I don't know. Give me a subject to talk
about. Pork.
Pork? Oh God. What do I know about pork? There was a thing on TV the other day about making, what do they call them? Pork chops. They're like an inch thick. You gotta ask your butcher to make them that thick for you. But what would they do? I think they brined them. So they soaked them in salt water for a while, and then they grilled them on really hot. They made really good pork chop steaks.
What?
Remember those cooking shows? No. No? Cook's Country? You don't remember the...
Oh, the big ones.
The big, giant
really,
pork
really
chops.
big.
I have to make those.
Big.
I'm not a big fan of pork usually, but that sounds good.
I love pork. Oh, wait, I have to unplug a thing. No, I have to unplug my mouse. I need a thing. Okay. I'm going to save this as magnet adaptor. I don't know. I told you I can't spell. Why would you want me to go on Wheel of Fortune? I can't spell.
I think that's adorable.
Yeah? The strategy doesn't work very well. Whatever, me being unqualified for the thing that I'm...
I think it would make the show fun.
I tried this theory once.
All right, pork. Yeah, you brine it, so that gives it gets some of the salt in there, and then you put it on a really hot, was it a hot skillet or a barbecue? I think it was a barbecue, but they cooked it low and slow for a while. I think it was really slow because they made it barbecue style, if I remember right. But it looks delicious. We'll have to make those. Yeah.
What?
Sarah, you're on camera.
I'm sick.
Beardo. All right.
I suppose I could have probably put those someplace else. Huh. Okay, so now I have to figure out if the magnets... Oh man. Problem solving. Okay, so conceivably, what are you guys talking about down there? Wait, what? The Scanlime says the screenshot is very... What do you mean? What screenshot? I don't know what you mean. Oh, does it look like eyes? It does look very happy, doesn't it? It's like a little happy face. A little, like... Okay. So magnets go in here. This is the face that's going to be... I don't know, the things are going to be sticking to, I guess. Wait, is that even going to work very well? Excuse me. Given that, okay, let me see if you guys can see this. If I go back to my thing... I'm sorry. Ah, it's all that strip. Okay. There's a lip on this guy. You can kind of see it. The thing that holds the actual piece that I'm printing right now in place has a lip of, I don't know, I'd say that's it. It's just a millimeter. It's not much, but it's enough. My adapter is going to either need to account for that in some way. How would I do that? How would I want to do that? Okay, that's not too bad. I can figure that out. Alright. What's the inner diameter of my eye hole thing? $46 millimeters? Wait. 46.5 millimeters? Okay. That's not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to figure out how to, Did I unplug the wrong thing? Yep, I did. God, I'm sick. I have too many USB cables on my desk. I apologize. Alright. This is the thing I needed. Oh, is it plugging in? Is my camera just not gonna cooperate now? Is it angry at me? Come on. I'm gonna state this again like I do like at least once every stream. Certain peripherals only work in certain holes. USB holes, that is. My camera, this thing, only works in one USB port of my laptop for some reason, which is kind of aggravating, but you know.
Thanks, Apple.
Thanks, somebody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say totally not my fault on this one. Anyhow, widescreen, bam, and let's turn off the autofocus, shall we? There we go. All better. So the next order of business is I need to, as I mentioned, I need to tweak this lens so that it fits the actual PCB, because it's just shy of doing so at this moment in time. However, I designed that part in SketchUp, so I'm gonna see if I can actually import. Or maybe I'll just edit it in SketchUp. Is that bad? I really don't feel like redesigning the whole thing right now. Mark, am I gonna go to hell for that?
What?
Nothing.
What are you redesigning?
I'm not redesigning the thing in Fusion just yet. Alright. What was I doing? Hang on. Oh. I'm digging through my directories. Toast I2. Yeah? Is this the droid that I'm looking for? Oh god, I'm opening SketchUp. It's like confused. It doesn't understand what is happening. Alright, I can switch the camera over now as I've found what I was looking for. So it's this thing. So this is the old SketchUp CAD file for this piece. And I think the measurement that isn't correct. God, this is awful. How did I ever use this program? There we go. Okay, I think it's this 37 millimeters. It's from this point to this point that is not correct anymore since I've had the new spin of the board made. So that says it's like 37 nanometers. Ah, yes. Okay, so it's off now by exactly 1 millimeter, because this is 38 now. That's okay. So that's why it doesn't fit anymore. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Shh. What can I do about this? What is an easy fix? Shit. I need a juice box. Mark?
Right?
Nothing. Okay, so everyone's probably going, Sarah, just redesign the part in Fusion. And Sarah's just like, no. I don't want to do that. Okay, so that's where that needs to be. Let's see. Maybe this will work. No idea what that just was that popped up. Okay, so I'm just extending these walls out by the appropriate amount. I probably should have done this a little bit more, but I do want it to be tight. It still might not fit. Okay. God, I hate SketchUp. Wait, I can't do that. Oh god, that's weird. Thank you to the person who made me learn Fusion. Because this is awful. Did anyone else, like, in here right now, start out using SketchUp as their go-to CAD program for all of their part design needs? Am I like the only one who did that? I mean, at the time when I first started doing this sort of work, it was the lowest hanging fruit and it made the most sense. But now that I've been using Fusion for a solid year, and it's only been a year, which is kind of amazing considering all the stuff that I've designed before that point in time in SketchUp that still worked and works. I don't think I could ever go back. Like, I really, like, even like the 2 seconds that I've been using this program to do what I'm doing right now is making me cringe inside and want to open another beer. Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. So I'm going to extend this by the same amount so that it's uniform. Hooray for everything being parametric, right, Mark?
Yes.
No. I'll do everything first. Okay. What else was I going to do today? I have all these things that need to go out. I have 2 more pairs of eyes that I need to solder up and get programmed before I go to the post office and send the first batch of AnthropomorphEYES out to the very first of you who got them. If that is you, thank you again for supporting my whatever this is that I'm doing right now. My oh yeah, that's right, ROBOHEMIA. Sounds kind of like a disease. If I lick you, you will catch ROBOHEMIA. Don't let me lick you. You'll at least get strep, and no one wants strep. Actually, I'm not really convinced I have strep anymore. Mark, do I have strep?
I don't know. Maybe you killed whatever that was supposed to be.
Murdered it. Okay. Isn't this horrible to watch? I'm gonna check the chat in a second. Like, I'll get out of this screen in a moment. Oh, and then I have to go back. I have to actually manually delete these lines, otherwise it puts an internal wall. What are you doing? Okay, now I have to go back. I have to delete these things. Oh, why did you do that? Oh, what a horrible thing. Those aren't straight, are they? Okay, so why did you do that? I don't understand. See, I have no idea why it's... Ah, okay. That makes sense. Why did it do that? Why did it not make that flush? Oh. Oh, headaches forever. Did it do it on that side too? Oh yeah, it did. Cool. No. Strawberry fields forever. Can I delete this now? No! Really? Are you kidding me? Okay, let's just try that again. Huh. Okay, since we know these are not correct, let's just delete them. Man. Everyone watching is like, Sarah, just redesign the fucking part in Fusion. And I'm just like, no, I like suffering. I'm like a design masochist. Okay. Okay, so can I get rid of this line now? Yes, okay. So that's the sweet sauce that I was looking for.
Mm.
Yeah?
I want some sauce.
You want sauce?
Yeah.
Mark wants some raptor sauce.
Sauce.
Oh, cool, that one just worked. Sweet. I like it when it just works. I need another sriracha beer.
It's a beer.
Anyone out there also put sriracha sauce in their beer today to experience this new discovery with me? It is pretty sweet. Okay. Alright, so this has been extended the appropriate amount, I think. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to go one step further, and I'm going to copy this and save it in its own document with this guy right here with his hand in his pocket. Look at him. Oh my god, hi Charlie. Look at him. He's like, he's a tech startup owner. Look at that guy. Bye. Okay. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to save this document as its own new thing. Let's just save it to the desktop for now. New I. And I'm going to export this as an STL to the desktop as well. New eye, save. Oh man. Cool. Oh wow, it's dark now. What are you guys talking about down there? Cool. Hi, Floor! I started with 2D design V2, which was exactly what it's. Ooh, God. Wow. Yeah. Bad CAD programs are bad. Alright, back to MakerBat. So I'm going to. What am I gonna do? My printer's done, which is perfect because now I need to print the thing that I just saved. So I have new i.stl. I'm going to drop that on the bed. I'm going to center and reposition that. Oh man, okay, let's see if you guys can see what I see. Nope. Okay, so I'm printing this guy. Yeah, that's what's happening next. So I'm going to run. Mark's going to talk about pork some more. Yeah, pork?
I have another video.
Mark's going to talk about something else.
You can't be here.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
What? Don't talk about that. It's bad. Okay, I'm going to get that piece I just printed. I'm going to jam some magnets inside of it, and then I'm going to print this eye adapter in not red. Alright, so I got to switch filament too. I'll be right back. Talk, Mark.
Alright, more cooking. More cooking stuff. Alright, here's the other thing I saw the other day. I like watching cooking shows, in case you haven't figured this out. But anyways, so I'm not a big deep fried chicken fan, but when I do, I want it to be good. And I want it to be like I remember KFC was when I was a kid. And what that was the extra crispy was really extra crispy. It wasn't really greasy. It was just good chicken. And I don't know what they do now. I don't go there anymore, but I hear it's not that great. So to get a good crispy shell on your chicken is usually you dip chicken in a scrambled egg mix, and then you dip that in flour. So the alteration here is you use egg whites instead of the whole egg. So you dip your chicken in that, flour it, and then you set that chicken on a rack, and you let the egg white soak into the flour and really dry out a little bit. And that batter will then fry. It'll look like the old KFC used to look. Just saying. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna make nuggets that have extra crispy, super flaky things. So.
Mark, you're my extra super flaky crunchy.
Who's that? Who said that?
You.
Oh.
Me.
I thought you were reading the chat.
No, I said that.
I was like, thanks, Fi.
No.
I'm blushing. Right.
No. No. Okay.
No.
Keep talking. I gotta stick this back in
really?
The camera hole. Oh man.
Camera hole. Anyway, so like this is a thing that never occurred to me, but like, yeah, it makes sense. Egg whites and flour, and then let that dry out. Should make a different kind of crust. So someday soon, I'm going to fry up some little chicken nuggets, and like I like to chop up chicken breasts into little cubes and make like something that's just way beyond McDonald's nuggets. So I'm going to try this soon, and I'll let you all know if it works. But yeah, I usually just like chicken grilled or something. I'm not like adding a bunch of carbs to your chicken. It doesn't make sense to me. But every now and then you need a treat. But you could toss that in like a honey mustard when you're done, or orange glaze, or some other fancy thing. Put it on a Caesar salad. But that's what I'm gonna do. So I was about a year ago making lots of cookies. I kind of like, like a Toll House cookie recipe. but I wanted perfect cookies. Like I didn't want to just spoon them and dollop them on little blobs. So I found a technique is you take your dough, you roll it in wax paper into a log, a perfectly like a 1.5 inch log, and you throw that in the fridge for about an hour. And then when you get it out, the dough is stiffened up, and so now when you slice them into like casino chips, really thick casino chips, now your cookies are like you get when you get those crappy ones from the store in the frozen section. They're like that, but you made the dough fresh. So, but all your cookies are exactly the same after you bake them. They all look like they were made in the factory. And there's just something about when I cook my own cookies that I have this uniformness. Sometimes I like that in a cookie, but make a good chocolate chip cookie or whatever. But that's another trick I kind of learned in making cookies is just roll your dough into logs and cool them down, and then you can cut them into precise shapes that then when you bake them, you'll have a more uniform look on your cookies. So that's a good cooking tip that I like to do. So anyways, I think she's coming back. I hear footsteps.
What are you talking about?
I gave away my cookie trick.
What, you slap the cookies?
No, you roll the cookies into a log in wax paper, and you let that chill in the fridge for an hour. And then when you slice them, they're precise casino chip cookies. And then when they bake, they all look like they came out of a box of cookies.
Yeah.
So they look professional. Professional cookies.
Professional cookies.
For professionals only.
Oh man. What do I need to do? Oh, can you put chips on those boards?
Cookie chips?
Chocolate chips on the electronic crackers. Please.
All right. Let me look at something real quick, and then I will.
Are we gonna go to the post office tonight?
What time is it? 7? We could go at 8 if you have it all.
But you have to put chips on the boards so that I can.
That. Oh, you need to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna make that. Why don't we just make the boards tonight and tomorrow after I get home from work? We'll make an afternoon out of going to the post office.
Okay.
I have to get over to Walmart to pick up a prescription. So.
Walmart.
$5 prescription.
Okay, I have this new cracker that I just printed with the holes in it that looks like a cute little happy face. I'm gonna stick magnets in it, except I don't know where the magnets went. They're kind of out of there. Alright, so I'm going to hopefully stick these inside if they fit, which, they might not. Oh no, they fit. Just maybe a bit too loose. I don't know.
Let's see.
It's too loose. Yeah, they fit. Okay, so my magnets are in there on the opposite side. Ow! Totally fell out. That is crap. Yeah, they're a little loose. Okay, so for the next one, I might shave off 1 millimeter so that they fit a little bit better. Okay, so those are both in there correctly. I mean, it'll do for like prototyping, just to see if this entire concept, it all works. So you can see the magnets stick on the opposite side. Yeah, magnets all the way around. Yeah. Okay. So the new version of this lens is printing in gray. If this fits the eye the way that I'm hoping that it does, then it's just a matter of figuring out how this is going to mount onto the back piece that has the magnet mates that fit onto the thing I just printed. So I'm trying to devise of the piece that is going to fit between these two pieces and mate them together with the PCB in there somewhere floating around. So effectively, it's going to just be the back to this. There's an easy way to do this. There's an easy way to do this. Okay, I'm thinking. Let's just snap into it. So it's just gonna moan, make bad sounds. Okay. Alright, how I think I'm gonna do this. What are you guys talking about? Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna shave off a millimeter. Hello, Chris C. Welcome to what we're doing tonight, or what I'm trying to do tonight. So I'm going to switch my view back to the desktop view, and I'm going to scoot back over to my CAD. What I think I'm gonna do is, no. So I need to plug my mouse back in, that's what I need to do. Oh, Battle Raptor. Okay, so now that I've created this eye thing right here, which is hopefully the correct size, I can take the outside measurements of this, which I think I'm going to do. So this is, oh god. 39. $39.40. Okay. Here's how we're gonna do this. Right, I gotta recreate the diameter of the thing. The eye thing. So here's how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a rectangle from center. So that was 39 by 40. Was that first square thing in the eye? So it's, again, 39 approximately by 40, which is the first measurement thing. And then that outside rectangle is 56 by 24. And again, that is 56 by 24. Okay. Rectangle. 56 by 24. Or, that's not right. 56, 24. And then I'm going to connect the corners. And this is the shape of the eye, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to offset the diameter of this thing by my I'm gonna say by like 0.5. I think that's what it's gonna take to fit over that. Because I'm gonna have like about a 0.2 millimeter anti-kerf, and then there's an extra 0.3 wiggle play room in there. It might still need to be adjusted, but I think this is good to start. And then I'm going to offset that by so I did 0.5. 1.5, 2. So that's my new wall. So this thing right here, I'm going to extrude up by an amount that can engulf this lens, at least to some extent. So this is about 6.6. Okay. And that's looking a bit good to me right now. So maybe I don't want to. About 1.5. We'll go with that. And I'm going to extrude this, let's just say 6. We'll go with 7 millimeters. And then I'm going to okay, so I have a case. So my lens thing, the entire eyepiece, like once the board is mounted into here, should fit, like the backside of that should fit into this piece that I just created right here. So this will fit around it, kind of like a cup or like a belt buckle thing. So it'll end set into here. The next thing I need to do is add the mounting point for the magnets that will mate to this circular piece right here that's going to mount inside of the goggle eye, so that you can just sort of stick the eye on top of this and it will go. Okay. And I think if I look, how far apart are these? .8, so that would be 14.4 in either direction. So 14.4 in either direction. And then the mating magnet, that is the magnet that is going to seat inside of this, is slightly smaller. It's thinner and it's smaller in diameter, so if I measure that, it is 7.2, so we'll say 7.4. So I need a 7.4 diameter hole at the end of either one of these points. 7.4 millimeters. Okay, so that's only about a millimeter thick right now. I think I'm going to extrude the other 0.5 for now. Maybe a little bit more, about -0.8. So I don't even think these things are a millimeter thick. I think they're thinner than that. Yeah. We'll just go with a solid -1. -1. Okay, so there should be like some tiny bit of meat left there. I think it's like 0.2 millimeters, so maybe I'll add another tiny bit more to that. Oop, what did I do? Should be good. Okay, so this is the thing that the eye is going to seat inside of, and it should be its own individual piece that contains the board and the magnets. And it will be like its own little biscuit right here. Once those two things are joined together, you can then take that whole cracker and then stick it onto this adapter, which is the thing that mounts inside of your goggle piece. So they remain separate entities. And then from there you can then magnetize the eyes on anything else you want, I guess. So that's the selling point, I guess. Except I think I stuck the thing that's actually magnetic. I can't tell. Doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. No, no, no. Okay. Okay, I don't know how long that's going to take to print. I'm thinking that was like a half-an-hour print job for the lens. I'm going to go and check on the chat and see how you guys are doing, because I haven't like poked my head up from the doing for a second or two. Hello, Lord Grease, Earl of Maggot. I don't know how long you've been here for, but thank you for joining me on the endeavor of making the adapter for the goggles. Wait, what? We use two L-shaped clips. Are you going to use the magnets to transfer power to the eyes, and a cup with a loose fit ought to do the trick? I don't think I'm using the magnet for power. I wanna have two flush surfaces stick to one another. That's the goal. So that's like the flat, plain side of this. Oh, that's right, I didn't add the, so I said the inside diameter of this, because there's a lip. That's right, there's a lip. Need to account for that. I think I said it was like 46.7. Yeah. 46.7. I'm gonna eyeball that and say that it was roughly. I'm gonna say that's like 1.3. 1.5. So it's 1.5 thick. Like 40. .46 by 1.5. Okay. 46 by 1.5. Okay. Circle. Okay, so this is. Okay, so this is accounting for that lip. I think that's about good. Okay. Yeah. So I'm actually going to push this down 1.5, another 1.5 is me not doing the parametric thing right. But Sarah, how are you going to print that? Ooh, that's a good question. How am I going to print this? Shit, son, I do not know. I can do that on the other side. Okay, so the adapter, which I have to tweak anyway, which is here, can have a oh, someone's screaming outside. 46.
Nothing in my head.
Yeah, it's true. Should be good. I'm gonna have the same problem, but I'm thinking if I have these rivets on the print bed, since this is not that terribly big, it should print fine, maybe. What the fuck? Oh, that's why. -1. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be my next lens inset thing. Yeah, and after I print this and then this guy, I don't know what I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna call this the eye. Oh man, the eye dock. It sounds like a Mac product. Okay, so this is gonna be the eye dock, and this is going to be, this is already the magnetic adaptor. Okay, so both of these need to be printed, and then once they are printed, I can see if they actually work the way that I expect, I hope. I'm gonna go check on that print. Mark, you should do a little song and dance while I do that. How are you doing there?
I'm soldering bits.
Ah. So I have 2 more pairs of eyes that I need to ready tonight
We're
before.
selling like hotcakes, and we're out of Megas, so anybody that orders after today ain't getting them for a couple of weeks. So
I need to order them from someplace else.
yeah, I'll go get AdNet Future.
Okay. Say hi, talk while I
Oh.
check the print.
What am I going to talk about?
I don't know, cake.
Cake?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. All right, it's all about cakes. So I think this weekend we might attempt to make a St. Patrick's Day cake. So it's a chocolate cake, and you use Guinness as one. I think it's the moisture instead of water, and so it imparts whatever stoutness Guinness has. We'll find out. I don't know. It's chocolate cake to me. So, but I think we use cream cheese and sugar as the icing.
What are you talking about?
We're gonna make a St. Patrick's Day cake.
Not my birthday cake?
I was gonna mention. You said don't mention your birthday.
Oh.
You mentioned your birthday. It's her birthday, and we're making a. I'm gonna tell you how we're gonna dress the cake, but what were you? Oh,
I have clothes on.
I'm like, she's taking her shirt off.
I have a shirt
Well,
on.
your ratings just went. Whoa, okay. Teddy. All right. Have at it.
You're bad. You poopy diaper fabric.
Oh. Stop.
Okay, so it's almost done printing, so I'm gonna like run off here in another second and like check the print so I can steal it off the print bed. But I'm gonna check and see what you guys are talking about. I keep saying that, but I can't find the window. There it is. Yup. And yes, I'm having a Guinness chocolate. Every year for my birthday, I make a Guinness chocolate cake with cream cheese frosting, and I shove dinosaurs into it. Like, more dinosaurs than the surface area can really account for. Like, I have this thing of dinosaurs, it's like right there. And then some more dinosaurs in like another part of the house, and they're like little plastic, like toy dinosaurs, and I just shove them in the cake, like butt end first, until the cake kind of looks like a bush, and it doesn't look very edible anymore. But it's covered in dinosaurs, and that's kind of more important than the cake looking pretty. Yeah? Yeah? And then I put raptors in it. I have like, the thing that I do every time I go traveling to another country is I go to a toy store and I get, or I try to find a raptor action figure, because they tend to be different everywhere you go. And I tested this theory and ended up buying a special raptor when I was in the Netherlands last year and in Linz, and they both had unique raptor toy action figures in their toy stores. So I was able to get 2 unique European raptors that I brought home with me. And yeah, it was fun. Like, I was in the city of Amsterdam and I went to this toy store and they had this shelf of dinosaurs and other action figures of like animals and stuff that were like the hyper realistic, kind of expensive looking figurines. And I was standing there for like a good like 3 or 4 minutes, and I was the only person in the store. And eventually, like the like older lady woman that owned the store, worked there, came up to me, and she kind of like looked and she was like, you know, can I help you find something? And I was like, oh no, I'm good. But I couldn't like leave it at that. I couldn't just say, oh no, I'm good. I had to like qualify what I was doing, because it occurred to me that I might look weird to her. So I like looked at her, like I stopped what I was looking at, made eye contact with this woman, and I was like, anytime I go to a new city, I have to find the raptor and buy it and take it home with me. And I said some horrendously like retarded sounding thing like this, and she just kind of looked at me like, okay. She's like, that's nice, and walked back to the checkout counter, and I was like, oh man, that came out of my mouth in the most awkward, special way ever. Like shades of Euro Trip, like flashing through my head, like he's a very special boy, sort of thing. Have a very special day for a very special little man. You guys know what I'm talking about. Everyone's seen Euro Trip, right? But yeah. So I bought this. I think I even like took it a step farther and tried to like qualify that even more once I went to check out and pay for the thing. I need to show it now. Where is it? It was this one. This is my Amsterdam Raptor. So on one of the main thoroughfares off of the train station, when you land there, there's a toy store. If you just keep walking long enough, it's like on the main road, one of the main roads on the right. And if you go in there, they have dinosaurs. In case you need to get one. They have, this was my, yeah. Looks just like me. Uh-oh. Well, nice boy says suck his balls. Sure. It's the internet. But yeah, this gets to go on my cake soon, so whenever I end up making my cake, my birthday cake, he's gonna get dipped in my frosting. And he'll be a happy boy. Girl, whatever. Ooh, dinosaur egg oatmeal. I know exactly what that is, Vi. I remember that. Those were like special days. And thank you for the birthday wishes. I'm gonna be older. I didn't think I'd live this long, and now I don't know what to do with myself. It's weird. Okay, I think that eye lens is done, so I'm gonna go grab it. Can I like hang this here? Yep. Nope. Oh, damn it. Come on, raptor. There. Talk to my raptor. Talk to Mark.
Hi everybody, let's read some comments. Oh, there's a raptor attached. I was like, it's in my. So, anyways, what do we got here? Happy birthday! Yes, she's happy that it's her birthday. Suck my balls. Interesting. I think those are bots.
Okay.
I think that's a bot.
Okay.
I don't think that's an actual person. I think it's somebody in Russia.
Mark doesn't
learn
think
how to say "suck my balls" and then put that in the bot.
you aren't an actual person.
I think it's an IQ that can do it.
Okay. Moment of truth. Eye board, eye lens. I'm gonna push this on to the thing. Oh, it fits. Okay. That's exactly what I needed to do then. It's actually probably a little bit too loose now. Okay, so this fits. Yeah. So I'm going to replace the eye lens code that's currently on my GitHub. I might tweak it a little bit because it seems like it could be very slightly tighter. It kind of like wiggles in there a little bit. To show you what I'm like, you can see it moving there. You can kind of like squirm around, and I think it falls easily out. So I'm going to try and hone that in a bit more, but for this like stream, it'll serve its purpose. So maker block, since I know that you did print your lenses already, you're gonna wanna, at the end of today, get the new file and then reprint them with this. Otherwise they won't fit, I'm pretty sure. Or they might. You could try them, because everyone's printer is a little bit different and they have different like tolerances, so it still might work, but you might have to force it a little bit or use lube. How much does being a Russian bot pay? I'd like to apply. Ha! There is no such thing as real humans, only Russian bots.
Putin has his own way of collecting from you.
There you go. That's funny. I'm just gonna leave my dinosaur up there because she's happy. It's paid in no gulag. Okay, so since this fits, the next thing that I have to print, since I brought the SD card back, is the back. And then that's it. I think we're good for now, just to test this whole theory out and see if this system is going to work, which I think there's no reason why it shouldn't. I'll probably tweak the parameters for the second set, just to, make sure that it fits like I think it ought to. Always need a nice tight fit. But this kind of not perfect system plus one slightly more honed system for the other eye will equal one set of eye goggle pieces, and then I can happily display them. I'm not obviously going to be able to power these. I'm still going to need to hook them up to a USB power brick, which is obviously not something viable for a pair of goggles. In real life, like if I wanted to wear these out and have it not look ridiculous, I would have to get a AA battery box and then hook that up to something like a Minty Boost circuit, which is a little board that you can buy off Adafruit, I think, that boosts your whatever, what is it, like 2.5 volts or 3 volts from the AA battery pack, boosts it up to 5.
Yep.
And then you can then use that and power the eyes off of a AA battery pack, which is, again, a lot smaller, and at times more convenient than using the rechargeable USB power brick, especially for goggles. So anyhow, I'm gonna save my thing, that buckle thing. What did I call it? The iDock, that thing that sounds like a Mac product. I'm going to I'm gonna make this. Discard changes. Okay, so to show you guys the thing that I'm making real quick in case you are curious. Oh, nope. Yeah, that's one. Okay. I'm going to flip this because it's not the right thing. There. Lay flat, export Panther. MakerBot. I'm gonna iDock 1. There. Okay. And I'm gonna go run this over to the artificial womb that Noodle doesn't like making eye contact with. And Mark is going to entertain you again. You can just talk. Like you can. Oh, you should come over and talk about Slurpees.
Slurpees?
Yeah.
Slurpee.
You should talk about what you want to eat for dinner.
I'm making chicken.
What kind of chicken?
I'm gonna throw it on the barbecue and it's done.
But for what? Are we gonna eat that with the mac and cheese?
Yeah, we'll have some leftover mac and cheese as a side dish.
So it's Alfredo and chicken with
Yes.
the raptor. It's like
He wants some.
it's a she.
Gee, sorry. Don't worry. Alright, I'm back. Where'd your chat go? Oh god. I'm scrolling windows here. She has her Mac set up differently. Like I use all the screens and she doesn't. She uses one screen and her icons on the icon bar are microscopic. Holy cow. She's coming back already, so it's not like it matters. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't find your chat, so too late. You're back.
Mark's bad. He's bad at things.
Yeah, you're back, but you don't use your Mac.
Ah. Lord Grease says he's so high and now he's hungry. I'm hungry too. But I'm not high. I'm just hungry. Okay, so Mark is always high on solder. He like exudes lead. Uh-oh. Nice Boy says to suck his balls, Mark. Here.
Okay, I'm sucking. Someone need his personal email so I can send him pictures.
What was I doing? Oh yeah, that's right. I was drawing.
Russian bot says what?
Oh. Okay. So I'm gonna turn the thing back down to here. Okay. And alright, I'm gonna take this eyeball with the pegs out of the goggle and I'm gonna put the new one in. Because I didn't see how long that was gonna take to print. Here, let me check real quick. So the thing that I'm printing now says it's going to take, okay, another 20 minutes. Damn it. How long have I been doing this for? Hour and a half? No. Alright, let's get rid of these and stick this in here with the magnets. Oh, but I have to reprint this. Shit. Man, that's annoying. Yeah, we'll see how it works. Might not be as bad as I think. So there is a 1.5 millimeter lip on this. So when I set the iDock on top of this, it's possible that the magnets won't engage because there's going to be that 1.5 millimeter gap. Because the eye is going to sit on top of the lip and not be flush with this red lens bit. You saw me do it. I designed a another lens piece with the inset magnet dues that accounts for that. There's a part that pokes out through this eye hole about 1.5 millimeters, and it will solve that problem for me. But I'm gonna have to print that too. I'm, however, impatient because I have nothing really to do right now except talk to you guys while I wait for that print to do its thing. I don't know. What are you guys up to? It's what, 7:16 now? Hopefully you guys have your cocktails and are busy making like good little makers, just like me and Mark right now. Mark's putting at Megas on the iBoards that I'm assembling tonight. In the form of hugs.
Just that's it?
Yeah.
Not even actual love?
You get love, that's hugging, I think. Ooh, hello Denmark. How is it in Denmark? Is it cold right now, or is it warming up yet? Oh, Vi said I can draw dicks again. Should I do that? I kind of want to, but you got me all like concerned now about like terms of service. Do they like not want you drawing dicks on YouTube? Why wouldn't they?
You're not gonna get any advertisers.
I don't care. I already don't get any advertisers. Like anything would change. Didn't think we were that bad to talk to. Aww. Writing a talk proposal, then might do some more NES development. Vi is writing. You're writing a talk proposal. That's cool.
You're gonna go to Hackaday and present?
Yeah, have you ever done a SuperCon, Vi, in Pasadena? Because Mark and I think we've been there the past 3 years.
Yeah.
You should totally do a talk proposal for that conference. Although you did say you were like on the other end of the country, didn't you?
Well, we're actually the Hackaday prize is up, so you should submit some of that.
I think people are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if I am. Like, I never really qualify for the Hackaday prize because I don't really make anything useful. No, you're supposed to be solving, like, world problems.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like, hey, that's cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't fit into any category. Self-serving Raptor. It's 3:17 p.m. and I just got home after fixing everyone's computers. Oh god, you poor thing. Here in New Zealand it's about 22 degrees and it's trying to rain. That sounds nice. Not the fixing everyone's computers thing, but like the raining sounds nice. It was windy here all day today and kind of cold. Like I actually tried to draw my dicks outside today, and it looked like a nice day from like here where I'm sitting, like while I was looking out the window. So I got my sketchbook and all my pencils and I went out there and I set everything up, and then there was just wind constantly. So my shit was blowing around and the pages were flapping and I was just like, this isn't happening. So I drew inside. I drew indoor dicks instead of outdoor dicks. But a dick's a dick. So it's hard for me to get to different places, especially due to personal funds. Otherwise, I'd do more talk proposals to more conferences. Yeah, it's understandable, Vi. I'm the same way. Like, unless I can have my way paid, then I'm kind of like limited, severely limited. But I do know that they'll give you a travel stipend if you apply for the SuperCon with a talk. Like, you can check that you need funds to get to the conference and tell them how much you think you'll need, and then they'll accept your talk based on whether they can help you get there. So it's like included. So it's still something you might want to look into, because they might, you never know, pay for you to come down and have a trip to Pasadena to talk about all the cool stuff you do. So I would do it anyway. Aw. Lord Grease in New Zealand says that he hates the rain, but you live in New Zealand. It's like, that's super rainy there. That's not even cool for you. I mean, I don't really like cold, like bitter cold and rainy is like, I mean, that's rough. But here, like, the rain here is generally pretty nice. Like, if it's raining in Vegas, it's usually warm out and happy. Cold and snowy, just sitting cozy and working on some Arduino accelerometer code, trying to make it recognize patterns. That's awesome. Everyone's hacking. We're about to make chicken. Cool. Accelerometer code. Accelerometer code scares me. Every time I dink with Noodle's accelerometer, he ends up getting, like, put in some, like, feedback loop mode that makes him throw tantrums and his legs go crazy and stuff. Or was that the PID loop thing? That was a PID loop. We did a PID loop accelerometer thing, and it turned Noodle into, like, the most violent, terrifying monster ever. And he like almost destroyed everything on the table with his legs. It was awesome. Like, I have that footage somewhere. I should probably edit it. It was like the beginning of Noodle's Terrible Twos, I think. Like, right around the time he turned 2 years old, which was, like, about a year ago. He went through this brief phase where we were PID looping him, and he was not pleased with the PIDs. Aw, no, I want rain. I don't know, I think that thing's probably almost done. So Mark's putting more @mega chips on more of the blank iBoards because I have 2 more sets to prepare before I send them out. I have, like, I don't know how many orders, but one of them is MakerBlock's order. I don't know if you're hanging out in the chat still, but I have to put together a red set of eyes for him, and then I have another pair of tungstens to solder up and package before I run everything off to the post office. And I was supposed to have all this stuff shipped on Monday, and it's now going on Thursday. Here it's Wednesday night here in Vegas, and I'm still haven't, like, sent all the stuff out that I've been meaning to at the beginning of this week, so I'm angry at myself already as is. The nice thing about that is, since I am waiting to put the eyes out, I'm about finished with all of the blog posts that need to be out there for people to have available to them once they get their eyes, and one of those blog posts is about how to program your own expressions with the arrays that are in the code, so it makes sense of the emotion code, which probably all of you don't need that, but I put the post up anyway so that anyone who might want to reference it, it's available to them, so it's not just a bunch of nonsense. Although it'll probably be nonsense anyway. But yeah, I think after I get these goggles in one piece and finish the stream, I'll probably go back to drawing for the rest of the night. After all this AnthropomorphEYES stuff is kind of, like, laid out and I got my skids greased, I can switch tracks again and go back to the mask that I started on Sunday. The last time I streamed, I put a bunch of plaster on my friend Tony's face and made this, like, base mask structure that I need to go and shape and finish out and add plaster on top of and kind of, like, mold it into the thing that it needs to be so that it can receive the sensors that I want to put in it. Although I'm thinking at this point in time I'm probably not going to end up using the muscle sensors in the mask because I'm not convinced they're going to work as well as I am hoping that they will. They never do. I'm thinking I'm going to use conductivity pads on the inside that the skin of your face will make contact with. So I'm going to pick certain parts of the face that will make contact with the mask when certain expressions are executed. And once the skin touches those pads, it will complete the circuit and then trigger the thing that I want to happen, which will be some sort of actuation. So I'm thinking that's the route that I'm going to go now. Instead of using those muscle sensors, but I'll still play with them. I'll probably have a day sometime this week and or weekend where I screw around with sticking the pads on some part of my skin or on my head probably after I trim my bangs and make some facial expressions and see if I can get my face to trigger the muscle thing. Nice boy says I'm pretty smart. I am smart. I'm terrifying. I can draw some nice dicks.
Don't get nice boy excited.
Oh no. Draw the dicks. No, I got this sketchbook on a Sunday when I went to pick up the plaster, and it's like nice gray toned paper. Which if you've ever taken like art classes, having toned paper to draw on top of with both white and black pencils, or, you know, graphite pencils, is a nice thing to do. It gives you a very pleasant effect, and you can draw your base outline of things and then add your specular highlights in, which when you're drawing dicks is a fun thing to do, in case you didn't know. I don't know, I think that's just anyone who's gone to art school and drawn a lot, it's just something that you do. And I'm like revisiting that old habit because it is comforting. It's not as weird as it sounds. I don't know. What do you do if you draw? But anyhow, I'm gonna go check on that print because it should be done, and then I can attempt to assemble what I've got here because it's the piece that's missing. Again, this part right here, the eye board that's dangling down there, and the top part will sit inside of the eye, what do I call it, the eye socket, or the eye dock. We'll just clip into it, and then that whole piece will then magnetize to the eye, like on the front, and it should align itself fairly well. And then, yeah, I'm probably just gonna stick a big old power brick on the side of my head for the sake of demoing these things working, on my face and or forehead. That's the goal for the night, because like once I get this working, again, I can do the blog post where I explain how to do this, and then throw the STLs up on my GitHub. And then if you want to, you can buy a pair of these exact brazing goggles and do the same thing with your AnthropomorphEYES. I should probably throw that link out there. Like, I'm supposed to be making money so that I can eat. Wait for it. Oh man. Tinder. I'm gonna give you guys a link. I'm gonna put the link to my Tindy store in the description of the video, because that seems like a good idea. My Thor? ROBOHEMIAN. Copy link. Okay, I'm gonna stick this somewhere, Mark. Where am I gonna put it? The board featured in this stream on my Tindy store. There you go. Sure. We'll go with that. Cool. Alright, I'll be right back. Mark, talk to everybody. Nice boy says I should draw his big dumb English cock. Mark's gonna talk to you about that. Sorry I'm so quiet, just busy doing lots of stuff before tomorrow comes around. How dare you, Vi? Not be all talkative and chatty. Just kidding. Always fun having this play in the background. Here, listen to Mark's sexy buttery voice. I'm gonna be back. I'll be back.
Hi everybody. I'm reading the chat. See what we can talk about here. Does anybody have any questions for me? I'll answer anything. Well, almost anything. So where is Sarah Where's this aiming at? Oh, there it is. Yeah, Sarah, I guess Sarah showed you her goggles, so this is a cool thing to have. Yeah, I thought about making a version of the eyes as goggles, but not with these frames, just making a 3D printed headbandy thing, because you can't actually wear them like goggles, but that would be cool. You could put holes in a plastic. Oh, no, you couldn't. It's a solid PC board. You could make a version of the PC board with holes in it that you could see through, and then make LED segment eyes. A guy named Garrett Mace makes the NeoPixel glasses, but this would be a cool another type of like eyeglasses to have. It's just expression eyes. Twist your nipples, Mark. No, nice boy. I'm not going to perform for you. If somebody's Patreon was suddenly went up by $20, I'm sure that might happen. So.
You feel like the original Thunderbirds?
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, they I think they brought it back about 10 or 15 years ago, and I loved it. The Thunderbirds is great. And the movie, I think they redid a new movie, if I remember right, and I loved that movie. That was great. So, and it reminds me of, I guess it inspired the South Park guys to do Team America. It's the same puppeteer type of.
Oh.
It's done in that format. That was a great series.
You like tweaky puppets?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was a fun thing to do. Would you rather have technology for Christmas or be given family and almost friends?
What?
Totally family and friends.
Technology.
I don't want presents anymore. I could care less about presents.
Would you rather bought?
Would you rather bought is glorious. What? I don't know what that is.
I don't either. I don't know things.
The new one was made in. Oh, okay. Oh, they made Thunderbirds in New Zealand, because I think it was originally made in England. Am I correct?
No idea.
So,
It's done.
all right.
No, you
Go get your thing.
keep walking.
Gotta camp out here. So, I don't know what else to talk about. I'm just craving chicken at this point, because I'm hungry. It's like, what, 7:30 already? Yeah. So, would you rather bot? WYI_bot on Twitter. Okay, I'll check it out. See what that's all about.
Hi.
All right, she's back.
I'm back.
Am I clear?
You're clear.
All right.
We
I'm
can
gonna finish your boards.
run away.
And make some chicken.
I'm gonna make chicken. Okay, see this? This is the eye clip. Or eye dock. Is it eye buckle? Is that, I don't remember what I called this. Oh god. Oh shit. That's not good. That's okay. I can fix the magnet holes in my next iteration of this. Okay, so these snap in perfectly in their little, like, things. So these are inset pretty much flush in there. So this is the eye dock. Now the moment of truth is whether or not the actual other eye thing fits inside of this, which I'm hoping it does. So if I take this piece right here, it should fit inside of here, question mark, question mark. Ooh, it looks like it's gonna, but I didn't cut a slot for the wires. I can go ahead and do that with nipper cutters real quick. I mean, I'll add it in CAD after this, but since I forgot, I'll add them real quick with nippers. Where are my nippers? Okay, right, nipper. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut a little slot for my pizza. Shit. Okay. I think that's deep enough. Should be deep enough. I need to decide what I'm gonna wear out on my birthday. The raptor birthday. Birthdays are weird now. I don't like it. Okay, so I cut a slot in the corner there. I'm gonna do one on the opposite side because there's likely to be a thing that mounts there too. Oh man, just go. Come on. Thank you. Don't fight me. Okay, so I've cut slots on either side of the eye. I'm going to seat this down in there. Oh god, is it gonna fit? Please fit. Please fit. Oh yeah, it totally fits. Fuck. Wait. Come on. Ha! Look at that. Like a glove. Like a malformed glove. Like a glove. Okay, now the next thing to test is whether this will fit. Oh, that's right, this got all screwed up inside of here. No good. My magnets got all wonky and they ripped out. Here. Okay, so that goes. Gotta make sure you get the polarity of your magnets correct. It's bad if you don't. Okay. Okay, so these are gonna seat in here. Oh wow, that is actually strong enough. So even with the gap of the lip, these just sit right on top of the goggles as such. So again, that's just magnetized on there. And it's pretty, yeah, it's not terribly strong. Eh. I'll probably still print out the version that has the, accounts for the lip, because yeah, if these two surfaces actually make contact with one another, the bond will be a lot stronger. So, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and print out another one of each of these, which is gonna be a significant amount more printing. I think the lens for the eye takes about 20 minutes, and so does the eye dock. So it's like 40 minutes worth of printing right there, in and of itself. Which is not the end of the world. It just means that I'm gonna be with you guys for a little bit. Hope you don't mind. And I'm like raping these wires. Sorry, little wires. Okay. In that case, okay, I'm gonna make the adjustments to these pieces that I just printed that I see I need to make now that I'm holding the actual things in my hands. Again, I need to add slots on the corners to account for the wires that are going to be coming off of the board. When I print out the next version of this red piece that the magnets are inset inside of... Oh man, I lost... Where the fuck did it go? No! Where is it? Oh no. I lost one of my magnets. That's okay. No, Mark.
Did you stick together?
No, I found it. It's here. It's being a jerk. Okay. Alright. I need to make the holes inside of this lens piece, this red lens piece, slightly smaller so that they squeeze the magnets nice and tightly. You don't like having loose anything. Wait, clothes? Wait, what are you guys talking about? Have you seen Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons? I have not. It was made by the original Thunderbirds team. I have not. I need to check that out. Mark needs to check that out. He's the one who watches things. Magonet?
Magnet.
Is magnet spelt with an O?
No.
Okay.
Magnet.
a magnet popped out and it's next to the red circles. Ah, thank you. Alex caught that. Thank you for catching that. That's where it got lost to. But I found it since then and now it's happy. Okay. All right, so the red circle holes need to be slightly smaller. So I'm gonna switch my view. Well, I'm gonna switch my mouse back so that it's usable, and then I'm going to go back to my thing. Wait, you can't see this yet. Now you can see it. Okay, so as I said, the magnet adapter already has the lip thing accounted for within it. I'm going to make these holes, and since this is parametric, this is going to be super easy. I'm going to make these slightly smaller, like maybe 8.3 instead of 8.4. That should probably do the trick. 8.3. And those should automatically adjust themselves. I'm curious how much space. -1, -2, okay. Okay, maybe I want to make this deeper. Say -1 deeper. So how much space is left? Extrude. Looks like 0.5 millimeter. Okay, so -1, say -0.5. Would be better. Okay, so those are smaller, deeper. I have the lip thing accounted for. The only thing I have to decide is how I'm going to print this funny thing, because neither way is really ideal. Since these are pretty deep, maybe I will make them. Sure. Okay. Alright. Okay, so I'll just leave it. Okay, I think the way that I'm going to end up printing this guy, I'm going to flip so that the holes are on the underside. So as it prints, there is going to be overhang, but since those holes aren't terribly large, the overhang shouldn't be that bad. It should actually work. I want this lip to be nice and clean, so that's more important to me right now. I'm going to export this as... Oh god, did I bring the thing with me? Shit. No, I didn't. Okay. Oh yeah, I did. Losing it. I'm going to call this the iLens Adaptor V2. Sure, we'll go with that. And I need to unplug my mouse so that I can actually export to my SD card. I really need to get a dock for my USB things. The obscene amount of peripherals that I end up using during a stream. iLens Adaptor V2. So I'm printing this. It occurs to me that I have 2 3D printers at my disposal, so this whole process can take twice as fast. Twice as, or half as slow. Sorry. Half as long. Half as slow.
Wow.
Half as slow. Okay. Alright, I'm going to print this in red, yeah? And then I'm gonna come back with the SD card to Mark's new Prusa printer, and I'm going to print the other parts in silver. That's what's in there?
No, I don't think it was white, remember?
Can you replace it with the silver again? Or the gray?
Yeah.
Please. And then I'm going to print all these pieces. I think one of the things I could do while all this shit's printing is I could work on maker blocks eyes, the red ones, and I can show you guys what those look like once they're soldered up, because they look really nice. Like they're like ruby butter. Are we gonna eat?
I'm gonna eat. You can have cold chicken.
Oh no, I don't like cold chicken. What time is it? It's almost 8. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me stick this in something. Okay, I'm back. I have the other SD card for the other printer. I just need like many printers. Like if I had 100 printers, I could just make everything fast and I would be satisfied. Right, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, so as I said, I need to make those slots on the edges of the eye dock. It's the eye dock. And I think how I'm going to discern where these go. Here. Here, about 4 on that side. And then -4 on the other side. Wait, can you see what I'm doing? Wait. Oh yeah, you can. Okay, good. -4. Okay. Cutting my holes. You cut them holes. And after I have my chicken, I can go back to drawing dicks for the rest of the night. No, I found this. There's this artist on wait, why did it not do what I thought it ought to do? Is that not? Oh, that's not straight. Wait. Weird. Interesting. Okay, so that's not... Alright, that's why that's doing that. Fine. Be that way. Nothing's perfect here. That's okay. So I found this artist who draws... I guess they're furries, but they're like dinosaurs. They're technically, I guess, in the furry category, but they're reptilian in nature. And he has like I guess like a hentai version, or not version, but account that's specifically for all of his adult content. And he has some nice looking stuff drawn there. So I'm inspired. So I'm getting my, I don't know what you'd call that. I'm drawing more adult things, but in paper, just cause. It occurs to me that it's a thing that I can do since I can draw, and I spent all this time learning how to draw decently. I should draw the stuff that's in my head, since I can. Okay. There we go. Turn that off. All right, I've got my slots. So those holes were fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm not going to change anything there. Okay. So, did you switch the filament? Oh no, you don't be sorry. I'm just curious if you did or not. Okay. I'll make sure. Okay. 1, 2. Yeah. What we do. Alright, I'm gonna flip this that way, and then I'm gonna copy and paste it, and then I'm gonna lay these flat, and then I'm going to center them, and we've got 2 eye cases. Yeah. Okay, so if I preview this, it says it's gonna probably take something like 40 minutes. Ooh, 52. Jesus. I do want to eat dinner, so this is becoming slightly problematic. How about this? We will do one at a time, because I'm thinking this is going to take... could you put the gray filament in the Prusa?
I'll move it over.
Wait. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes.
Alright, so move it over.
Yes. And I'm going to call this the iDock V2, because it is. And I have to unplug my mouse and plug in my SD card, adapter, and wait for that to pop up. Oh wait, no, that's the Prusa. Oh wait, I used the wrong software. Shit. What am I doing? Oh yeah. Okay. So I have to use another software. So that means this gets exported as an STL. And we'll call this iDock. Save. Okay, and with my slicer software. Wait, what? Okay, so where do I stick? Where do I stick the thing? There we go. That's new iDock V2 gets slid onto here. Okay. Oh no, I don't know how to do anything to this. Oh man. Oh, I don't know what to do to this. I don't know how to rotate anything in here. I am... I don't know. Range? Maybe? That's not what I want. This is shit. Huh. Maybe Mark knows. Okay, so I need to like flip this around somehow. Not doing it either. No. Yeah, I don't know. This is unintuitive and terrible. Print settings? No. Filament settings. Print settings. Huh. Oh, and I just closed it on accident. And there I am. Hi. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Is there something else I can do? Yeah. Yeah. Let's try that. Okay, sorry guys, I'm stuck in doing too many things at once, purgatory. Ah, there, I can print that. Alright. This I can export. Export G-code. Sure. And I can select, first of all, I can select the Prusa MK3. I can select new I. Just call it new I. Thank you. Okay, so that's exporting. Mark, do you want to talk about cheese?
Cheese?
Yeah.
Mm.
To everybody.
I don't have any cheese stories.
Yeah, you do. You are the cheese maker.
Cheese maker of cheese.
Yeah. Oh wait, where did the chat go?
Oh, she keeps doing this.
Oh no.
Wow. Inception mode.
Mark, where's the chat?
You see, you need...
There it is.
Wow.
Alright, everyone talk to Mark.
I don't understand this computer. Hi, everybody. Oh. I don't know why the lens is bigger than the base piece. Lord maggot. I do not know. Cheese. What do I know about cheese? I love cheese. Like when I watch the Wallace and Gromit episode where they go to the moon and they want to go on a cheese holiday, I totally got that. Like, and so one of the reasons I want to go to Europe one of these times and go like spend a month going around Europe is a cheese holiday. And literally the whole point is to go to different areas of like Germany, Switzerland, and other places that are known for their cheese. And then just kind of gather cheese, I guess, eat cheese and enjoy cheese. But we, Sarah and I have a mutual friend that we met a few years ago at one of the Hackaday things. And the Maker Faire is our friend Alvaro. He wanted to make his own cheese. And so him being an engineer like we are, and he designed his own Arduino-based, I think it's Arduino-based, hardware for monitoring the cheese making process. So he learned how to make cheese, and then he applied all of his electronics and engineering knowledge and software knowledge to the process. And so he's got a series of circuit boards out. I don't know if he sells them yet, but they are specifically for doing, if you make your cheese and you put it in a, I guess, like aging chamber, which is, I guess, like a little mini fridge thing. He has hardware that monitors your cheese for you, and so, which is a pretty cool thing. We'll find his link somewhere. His stuff is really cool. I think he writes about it somewhere. So yeah, cheese making. But I like cheese. Sarah got some really good Gouda from the Amsterdam, Netherlands area, and one of the things that she noted when she was there, that the marshiness of the Netherlands, because they're kind of under sea level, and there's a lot of water that comes in and out of their canals. It smelled to her like Gouda cheese. So that's kind of one of those things where the thing that's in the air, the yeast that's in the air there and thrives there in that marshy place is the thing that gives Gouda its taste. So I guess if you live in the Netherlands, you could probably mix a little bit of sugar and milk in a bowl and leave it out. Leave it out for a day, and you should be able to make a starter for cheese with the yeast in there, and then go ahead and, I guess, research the cheese making process. But if you live in a place like San Francisco, which is their where sourdough comes from, is their marshy areas create sourdough bread is best if it's made in San Francisco because of the yeast that's in the air there. So if you live in an area with low-lying water, you probably have a good chance of making either bread or cheese out of it by yourself without any help. Hi.
What you talking about?
I was talking about cheese.
What kind of cheese?
I told him about Alvaro, and you should share his.
Oh, yeah.
His I don't know if he has a blog or something.
His cheesing.
His cheese machine, and I was talking about how you could smell Gouda in the Netherlands.
Yes, you can.
The air smelled like Gouda to you.
The air does smell like Gouda in the Netherlands.
But I was telling him I want to go on a cheese holiday someday. Just like in Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
I want to go around Europe and just go to where there's cheese.
Yeah.
Which is everywhere. So.
In the Netherlands, they had cheesemongers where I lived in Katwijk. There was a cheese butcher next to...
cheese store in every corner.
Well, next to the grocery store, there was a cheese butcher, and they had giant wheels there, and a guy in an apron, and he had, like, the giant wheel of the week, day, whatever, out, and you could sample it, and it tasted, like, amazing. But I noticed that when I was walking around outside, and sometimes when I breathed in the air, it smelled like... It like, tasted and smelled in my face like the same component that was in the cheese that I bought and tasted and ate there. So, yeah, whatever is in the air in that region of the world is definitely responsible for the reason, or responsible for the cheese tasting the way that it does.
Yeah.
It's responsible for the tasting catalyst of the Gouda cheese, the Gouda cheese. Noodle has socks on his feet right now that say Gouda. It's true.
All right, we have a date in August.
Why?
Our friends Niles and Sally are renewing their wedding vows.
Yeah.
And we're going to go, but you know what makes it really fun and easy?
Why?
Because they're doing it in Vegas.
Oh, perfect.
With an Elvis renewal wedding. So we're going to go Fremont Street.
Elvis renewal.
We're totally going to do that.
Is the best.
That's awesome.
Those are the best kind of renewals.
So hopefully we're not somewhere in August.
Hopefully I'm not something
in Europe doesn't come up.
I'm just gone.
Yeah. Yeah, they're always like, why is Sarah never coming anywhere with you? It's like, well,
she's
your imaginary friend, isn't she?
Yeah. I'm doing art girl stuff.
Doing art around the world.
Art girl stuff.
I'm farting around the world. Oh, you're dropping tabs.
Thank you for hooking that.
Your tab dropped down there in the middle.
It dropped like right on my crotch, and he just like daintily picked it up like a flower petal off of a flower. Let me get that for you.
I know it's very delayed. Yeah.
Here, put these in.
All right, I'm gonna go to things. I think the chicken might be thawed by now. So.
Okay.
You should really wrap this up.
Do you want to make lemon pepper chicken?
No, I don't want to cook anything. I'm grilling it, and we're eating it, and go back to sorry. No, I'm not in the mood for that. I love you.
Okay.
All right.
I love you too. But yeah, the most important thing in the world to me is cheese. I really like cheese. And I didn't know that cheese was such a big thing in the Netherlands until I lived there, like, last year. And then I was like, oh shit, like, this is where I need to move to. Because, yeah. Cheese is awesome. And they have a lot of it, and it's really good. And that's... I mean, you couldn't really ask for more. It seems like I need to live there because their tech facility for their space exploration Amsterdam, their cheese, like, culture, all of that. Those are all things that are very important to me, and they're all in the same place. And I find the weather kind of agreeable, given that they actually have weather, and it doesn't seem to be too terrible too often, although I do hear it gets cold. It at least doesn't snow, so it's not like it's not like the Midwest. And again, they have Gouda. Oh man, I like set it off. It's like blinking in my fingers. Okay, so I have both printers printing my parts right now, the modified ones that I went ahead and did. I'm probably just going to print one more set of adapter, lens adapter, and eye lens piece so that I can have one technically like fully assembled goggle bit, and I'll probably plug those into a big fatty power supply and then put them on my head and just show what they look like. I can model them for you, so if I do end up coming up with a better solution for how to mount the AnthropomorphEYes on a pair of goggles, I can post those. But I don't know, you can at least get a feel for whether or not that's something you'd be interested in doing. And I'll probably take some nerdy pictures of me in my incredibly hacked together eye goggle thing, so that I can post it on Twitter and be like, hey, buy my stuff! I'm broke! Feed me! Yeah, because that's what you do. Other than that, I'm just trying to get a nice foundation for this project out there in the world so that I can switch gears and work on something else. And I think I mentioned that earlier in this stream. Yeah, like I want to switch back to working on the mask and again back to flower and the flex sensors and getting the tentacle bending at my will. And then I have yet another project that I haven't introduced yet that I've been brainstorming for. So I don't know, like I've got some things, new things to work on this summer that are fresh and interesting and should lead down some cool new roads. I'll just say that. And the Raptor's definitely happy with mommy making new things. I mean, I am. Lord Grease, Earl of Maggots says, I would rather go to the US than go to Europe. Hell, I would rather go to Zimbabwe than go to Europe. Why? Why don't you like Europe? I mean, Europe is kind of this exotic, like, very regal destination for, I don't know, I guess people in the US. Like, if you go to Europe, it suddenly puts you on this other stratus because you've been there and you're suddenly, like, more experienced and cultured and worldly than other people because you've... Fuck, he's hitting that chicken hard. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Yeah, you can. That's him pounding the chicken breast. Yeah, he's beating the shit out of that thing. But, yeah. I don't know, if I get an opportunity to go back there, then I'll probably take it, because I did enjoy my time there. I mean, anywhere, really. Like, I just want to travel as much as I possibly can. Although I did have limited, in the middle of summer, around Mark's birthday, we do this, we call it Harry Undy night, and it's not really a night, it's more like a very narrow band during the hottest part of summer in Las Vegas, where we fill up a kiddie pool in the patio, and it's a pretty big inflatable kiddie pool. Like, it can fit like 4 or 5 people in it fairly comfortably. Like, none of your body parts are like touching or anything. And it's hot enough that the heat from the sun during the day and the warmth from the, I guess the concrete underneath the pool, keeps the water pretty much warm like throughout the night. So after work, everyone will head over on Friday and we'll sit in the kiddie pool, drink beer, eat snacks, and then we'll watch movies on a TV that Mark drags out there. And a couple of years that involved watching Harry Potter, so that's why it became dubbed as Harry Undy Night. So that's a thing that we do get to do here in Vegas during the summer because it is so darn hot. It is an incredibly warm place in July. So we do take advantage of that miserable period, because though where it is actually legitimately hot as shit during the day, like just agonizingly, excruciatingly hot, once it's about, I don't know, 7, 8 o'clock and the sun goes down, you can pretty much just coast for the rest of the night outside comfortably in panties. Not that anyone needed to know that. Yes, fuck you, chicken, man. He is... You guys can probably hear all of that. He was bludgeoning the crap out of that thing. It's like probably like this thing now. But yeah, I don't know. I feel good. So I'm gonna reassemble this thing a little bit. Cause or maybe I'll wait till the other one's done printing. Where are my pliers? They're over there. Oh god. Because yeah, once I don't know, once I get these up and running, I'll model them for a minute and talk to you guys for a sec, and then end the stream, and I'll probably go back into my, my Discord, where all you guys are hanging out. And I do need to do my soldering tonight and get those products done so I can ship them out tomorrow. Zimbabwe? I've never been to Zimbabwe. Europeans is why I don't like Europe. Really? Are Europeans all that bad? I thought everyone was pretty nice. Everyone I met when I was over there was super cool. I love Berlin. Like, Berlin is probably my favorite European city. And Poland's pretty nice. Like, Mark and I did a big Poland business trip a couple years ago for our company. And we had the time of our life there. We went to a bunch of cities that we normally never, ever in a million years would have gone to, that Mark couldn't even pronounce. And my family's Polish, so, like, I'm kind of familiar with the region. But we got trashed in cities that, yeah, like, Mark can't pronounce. Like, we were in Rzeszów, Wrocław, Poznań, and then, of course, Warsaw. We started off in Warsaw. And we basically we toured larger cities in Poland, and it was great. We trained everywhere, so it felt like this kind of tag team super adventure where we were in places we otherwise never would have gone. But since it was a business, what was it called? Oh my god, I want to say business trip. It was a trade mission. There we go. It was a trade mission for the state of Nevada. So it was us and a bunch of other businesses from Nevada, kind of like on a field trip in Europe, going from city to city to city, and we didn't really have any control over where we went. So that's why we ended up going to the places that we did, and it felt kind of like this, us being dragged by the seat of our pants, or going by the seat of our pants, whatever the expression is. It just felt like we're kind of at the whim of whatever, finding ourselves in a different city every day, and it was pretty cool. A lot of those places I would definitely go back to because they were very enjoyable. But yeah, no, I like Europe. I could definitely live in the Netherlands for sure. I think the nicest part about going there for the residency last summer was getting away from all of our politics, because it was Trump's first year as president, so, and I think he just recently gotten inaugurated like a couple months prior to when I was living there, so everyone was still in the process of lamenting that, so regardless of what everyone's feelings are, there's just a lot of shit getting thrown back and forth in regard to that whole transition. And to be able to get away from that for, like, I don't know, the few months that I was gone was such a relief, because it helped put things in perspective for me. Because it's as important as everyone in America thinks our shit is, when you go someplace else, like, no one could give a fuck about all the stuff that we're all up in arms about. We just kind of look like the retarded kid sitting in the sandbox playing with the dog turd, poking it with a stick, because everyone else is off playing kickball, and America's just poking the turd with the stick. We're that kid. Which is disheartening, because, I don't know, I like to think of myself as a cool member of the world, but we kind of have a bad reputation right now, I guess. Right, Mark?
About what?
America.
Yeah, makes sense.
America. America! Yeah.
We can do better.
We say that.
I think it's up to us to enact change.
It's up to us to stop sucking.
Set the example for all those sucking people.
I really need to turn the, whatever that is, the filter, the adulty filter thing.
Yeah.
No, turn it off. Like, it has me approve things that I don't even understand. Weird. I'm cool for now. Yeah. Grease says I'm cool for now. I don't know. I don't try to be anything. I don't know, that print's probably close to finish soon. Oh, I'm trying to feel better. Like, I don't think it was strep, but I can't think of anything else it would have been. But I've had, like, a sustained shitty sore throat for the past, like, 2.5 weeks now. And it didn't start letting up until really on Monday, after Mark got me these things, these, what is this, zinc tablets? They're lozenges to coat the back of my throat, and, zinc. It felt like I just had a cold, but the sore throat never went away. And I've just felt relatively crummy, which is bad, because I wanna do fun things this weekend for my birthday. Yeah, I have, like, a bunch of stuff planned that I kind of want to enjoy. And I didn't want to go to quick care because I was afraid they would give me an antibiotic, in which case, if they did, I would feel obliged to take it, and then I wouldn't be able to drink until I was done taking the antibiotic. So, it's bad. Like, the only reason I'm avoiding quick care is because I don't want to not drink.
I will die, guys.
Oh my god. So I'm glad that the zinc tablets are working in lieu of getting an actual proper antibiotic, because since Monday I have felt better the past 2 days, like, incrementally, just a bit, but the sore throat's definitely let up, and I think I'll be hopefully a lot more spry and, like, ready to dress up like a proper raptor and dance around on my birthday. It's two of my other friends that go to French Toast Friday that I've known, like, my whole life. We were all born a day apart from one another, and we all live in Las Vegas right now, coincidentally, so we're going to celebrate as a party, because we all turn the same age, like, this weekend. So it's like, we're gonna, like, go nuts and do a Vegas thing, which, I don't know. I haven't legitimately celebrated my birthday with friends until, like, I turned 30, and now I'm like, I want to celebrate, but, like, up until then I could care less. But now it feels like every year after the 30 point, it's like I'm not dead, and it's like extra years because I didn't think I'd make it this long, and since I have, it's kind of like, whoa, I'm still going. Like I need to, you know, really. And Mark just hates everything I'm saying right now because he's like, yeah. Mark's old. No. I love you.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Mark is the wise wizard with the purple LEDs. He's the wisest lead wizard. He has a bunch of youngins come over and tear up his house every Friday. The Energizer.
All my beer.
Yes.
Never fucking bring beer.
I know. I need to
feed them. I give them booze, and then they leave without so much as a thank you.
I need to yell at them. They're bad bedside.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not in your house, they should, you know, like, bring a 6-pack and leave what they don't consume.
Yeah.
They should have that fridge full of random beer. It could be that guy.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
But we all turned 31 this weekend, so we're going to go and 31 ourselves on the strip, which is something I also never do, but it feels like I ought to. Yeah.
It's like fun the one time, but after that it's good.
Micah says you also didn't expect to live past 30 or so. I think everyone I know that's recently turned 30 has said the same thing. We're all like, oh man, what do we do now?
Where's this Armageddon you promised us?
I know, like I really wanted the universe to just sort of
supposed to be like
collapse.
3 by now.
Like I wanted us to all die on the same day, like right around like 30, so I didn't have to worry about what life would mean after that point in time. But here I am. Yeah. Still making it barely. But yeah, we're going to this place in town that is from the 60s. It's like one of the oldest lounges that you can go to in Vegas that still has that vintage, like vaguely, I don't know, 60s.
Yeah, 60s and 70s.
It's like 60s groovy, like leading into disco era style, and they have a fire pit and these big red, garish colored red and whatever velvet high-backed booths with like plants, like these fake vines with flowers and glow lamps and mood lighting and everything. So I'm gonna go there and have a cocktail or two with my friends and dress up like a raptor. And I don't know. I'll wear my new goggles. How about that? I'll post at least one picture on Twitter of me wearing these things that I'm making right now with the expressions on them. So I'll probably strap these things down in some capacity so that they stay on my head, and then the eye portion will not fall off since it is magnetized. I'll find a way to like fasten it down a bit more reliably, and then I will wear these things out with me and see how that goes over. I have these other goggles behind me, hanging up right here and right here, that I made when I was a spry young thing, kind of back when I first started getting into doing electronics and robotics. And I can probably, I don't know if you guys are familiar with them. I can show them to you in a minute. But I need to hit go again on the printer because I just heard it finish in the other room.
Your chicken's gonna be ready in 10 minutes.
The apocalypse constantly seems like it's about 5 years in the future. Yeah, that is true. Like it seems like 5 years is like someone who's 5 years older than you. It feels like that's the amount of time that it takes for that person to seem older than you. Like anything lower than that, like anything less than that, like 2 or 3 years, and you just kind of like feel like, oh, they're the same age as me. But like 5 years older than you always seems like that's old and that's the end of the road. No matter how old you are. Like when I was 18, like someone who was 23 felt ancient. When I was 23, someone who was 28 felt ancient. It just always seems to keep moving up every time I get older. So that's how that's gone. But I remember making these goggles when I was like 25 and thinking to myself, oh man, I wonder what I'm going to be doing when I'm 30. Like, what is that going to be like? And here I am making goggles, sitting drinking sriracha beer with Mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons? Lord Grease says we need to watch Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons.
Is it on Netflix?
Is it on Netflix? Because if it's on Netflix, then we can totally get on that. Alright, I gotta check the printer. Mark, come, talk to everybody. They want to see your beautiful face.
Wait. Oh, it's puppet stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's by the same maker. He said.
Yeah. Is it like that anime? What the hell is that called? There's an anime with Captain Harlock. Is it anything like that, or is it like its own?
I have no idea.
Captain Scarlet and her pirate's booty.
Oh God.
Wow.
Micah says
I'm in. All right.
She has friends that are younger and older and sometimes much older. You can see how they got somewhere but had trouble projecting that into the future. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat. Like I have friends of all ages, and most of, I don't know, a good percentage of my friends are actually significantly older than me. Like to the extent that like their path through life, like my path through life will never be anything like theirs because they lived in a different time and that whole process was different because it was a different day and age.
All right.
Like, I hate to say this and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but like Mark has a difficult time relating to like me and Matt and Tony and everybody just because it's different for us now.
We're kids.
Well, like,
you trampled my lawn.
But like even just college for you, it was significantly different because it didn't cost you like $8 million to go to college.
Yeah, I was on that cusp as when college started. Like I remember when I went to college, they had been increasing, right? But I think it was $2,000 a semester. This was in the mid '80s, but now I hear it's like way the frick more and stuff. So my student loans, when I finally had to go buy a house, like about maybe 7 years out of college. My student loan was $15,000, which seems really low by today's standard. And the bank would not approve my loan because I had a student loan for $15,000. And so my parents had to loan me money under the table, which I paid back over time, but to zero that out so that I could get a home loan. And that's felt like a little bit of trickery. But now these kids today have these $100,000 student loans.
Like me.
And then you get banks that'll still give you a house loan somehow, and then they put you upside down, and then you end up homeless. And
like me.
I think that's bullcrap on top of that. But I think one of the reasons they said that that tuitions went so high is the government used to subsidize a lot of college. They used to subsidize colleges directly. And so colleges had funding to run the college whether or not you paid tuition or not. Because the college would just run, right? But they started reducing that, and the government stopped giving colleges money, and now colleges have to make money from tuition. And so as a result, they charge you and make you loan the money, and then put you upside down. And like if you put $100,000 into an education, the difference in money that you'd make isn't enough for you to ever pay that off. And that's what makes it ridiculous. It's like, why be a freaking doctor if you're never going to make money, make more than people? That's the reason you study hard, is to make more money eventually, right? But if I could just work at Starbucks and not have any student loans, then I'm going to go do that because that's the easy route. It's the whole system is broken and corrupt and stupid
and everyone that I know everyone who's my age, who's like all my friends are the same age as me. That
your cabal.
My cabal. We're all the same age. We're all bitter as fuck. Like we're nasty, angry.
You've realized
bitter.
At only 30, you've been screwed over by all of these bureaucrats and politicians.
Because we've been poor and like completely financially disabled our entire lives, and it's not because we suck. I swear. I mean, it sucks because like most days, I don't know. I think about a lot of like negative shit in the period of a day. It's not that we don't want to feel sorry for ourselves or be like self-pitying, woe is us type individuals. It's not in our nature to be that way, but I don't know, there's some anger there. I guess he sees it, but he didn't firsthand experience the same path as us, so it's difficult for him to understand, but feel it. Feel it like we do, I guess. That sounds negative. Anyhow, I don't want to poo-poo too much, but this cracker finished printing. This is the one with the inset lip, and the magnets seat in there a little bit deeper, and they do fit tighter, so they're not going to pop out when another magnet like runs above them or anything like that. So this is going to seat on top of here, and the lens cap is going to go over it as such and screw on. I need to make sure that my magnets on the inside are lining up the way that I want them to, which I think they roughly are. It's difficult to tell. I'm gonna have to have some other way of making sure those register, but for now that seems like it will do. There's little tweaks that I can make to this design to like optimize it and make it more not shitty, but I can do that on a second, or I guess at this point it would technically be a third pass, which I will do eventually. By eventually, I mean later tonight. Motion studies, and I'm not sure what to do now, but I like to improvise. Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully it's better for you now than it has been for us. Oh, those are the wrong way. Okay, so this is nice and flush now. So this more or less takes care of the lip on the goggles and sits in there nicely. So the magnetic portion that's going to mate to those two magnets that are on the inside there, it's just gonna stick right on top of this and have a nice, like, stronger hold than before. These magnets are the opposite way than they should be, so I'm gonna yank them out. You gotta make sure that your magnets register correctly so that they mate nicely. You guys know that. I know that too, I tend to forget things. Or forget to check things. Oh. But yeah, I went to one of the most expensive, I didn't go to one of the most expensive art schools. I went to the most expensive art school in America, or at least it was at the time that I went there. So even though I only went for, I went there for a year, and then I went to another design school at the other end of the country for a year. It was still enough that I'm still paying it off, or at least me and my parents are still paying it off. And yeah, college is so far behind me at this point that it seems stupid. But anyhow, so this sits on there like that, and it snaps on. If you shake it, it still falls off. That's not good. So I'll probably have to have some like secondary like way of having this clip on. What I'm thinking I might do, like the easy fix that I'm seeing kind of off the bat, is to cut a little notch into the edge of this, what the hell was I calling it? Oh yeah, the eye dock. And stretch one of those elastic bands over the notch to this button that's on the side here. So that will just kind of like strap that down, and then I can, on the opposite side, do the same thing with the chain that bridges the two eyes together over the nose. The other option is to just stretch those elastic bands around the eye and have them kind of facet below this part that screws onto the top of the eyepiece. Either would probably work in a pinch and make sure that these don't go flying when I turn my head fast. But other than that, this is nice because, yeah, you can stick these onto whatever the hell else you want at this point. If you want to stick your AnthropomorphEYES, the board, inside of these little eye dock bits and then stick them onto, I don't know, like your tower or your coffee pot or some other metal surface, then they'll just stick there fairly easily. And this didn't take that long to print. So this was kind of a nice idea. I don't know, Tony popped in here for like 2 seconds and said hi and threw this idea out here, and this has been the thing I've been working on the entire night. So that's, thank you for doing that. I'm sure he's not around. All right, see you later, Lord Grease. Maggot out. Cool, take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm about done too. Like as soon as that other adapter is done printing, I'm gonna like stick everything together and then call it a day. Oh, it's unfortunate how long it takes to print parts. I can probably just run power to this right now so you can see them. The code that I added recently to my GitHub repository is a slightly more complex version of what was previously up there. The animation for the unamused emotion is longer. It's the actual code that's running on the toaster right now, which has an actual blink animation for the eyes when the eyes blink or change states. There's like a very, very brief frame that shows the eyes in kind of like a closed position that kind of helps the transition so it's not just blanking out, and it does look a little bit nicer. And the chain of expressions is a little bit longer. I think the whole cycle is maybe 2 minutes long or 1.5 minutes long versus like 30 seconds or so. So if you aren't paying attention to it expressly, it does look like it's just kind of randomly, you know, blanking out, looking bored around the room, which is nice. I don't know. Cool. All right, I'm going to attach what the hell is it? I have a USB cable floating around here that I do my testing with, that I solder to these eyes, and then I can plug it into the USB power brick, and then they will turn on. And I can probably do that really quick just to turn these on and show you guys what I'm talking about. I don't know, plus it'd be nice to just have something lit up around here. Especially like with all this dour talk about student loans and stuff. I apologize for that. Or maybe I don't. I don't know. Maybe you guys can relate. Who knows? So, after I push that chicken inside myself and I solder up those other 2 pairs of eyes, like I do all my testing by soldering this guy, my test cable, with the shitty wires sticking out one end. I have to run power to the board to program the eyes, and run my test. That's another thing I added. So in the AnthroEyes repository, once I commit it to the space, however the hell that thing works. I'm like totally new to GitHub, and it's like voodoo to me. I'm like, commit. I can't commit. I don't want to commit. Yeah. I think once I throw that up there, there's a test segment code that actually goes through all of the individual segments of the eyes. So you can make sure that they're working, if that interests you. Oh god, how am I gonna get this out of here now? Oh god. I have to pry my cracker out of the eye socket. That sounds super violent, doesn't it? There we go. That's not too difficult to get out of there. Alright, I'm gonna solder this onto the pads really quick. So I'm gonna like pop over behind me for like 2 seconds. In fact, nah. You can see me. Right there. I'm here. Okay. Easy enough. I don't know if anyone's still sticking around. I guess I could check that. Do I still have my thing open? Maybe, maybe. Ah, there's 8 of you guys still in here, I think. Okay. So I've got my power brick. This is the tiny one. If I plug it into... If I plug the eyes into the juice box. If you've seen anime once, what kind of anime do I like? I'm not really a big fan of anime, but what do I like? I don't know, I couldn't really recommend anything. So these are the eyes that are gonna eventually go on Tony's rice cooker, but for now they're gonna go in my goggles until I make a dedicated pair for my head. Yeah. So this is the updated code. As you can see, there's kind of like a tweening frame. There we go. Just for a quick, brief second, you can see it goes through like a blink state. So it's a bit more expressive. So this is the code that's currently running on Toaster. Something smells like... Sorry, hang on 1 second. Yeah. I use my soldering iron to, I guess, do plastic welds on like all the little miniature noodle feets that I make, which I'm still making for people as thank you gifts. So half the time I use my soldering iron for doing plastic welding, and then half the time I use it for actual soldering. But if there's any plastic left over when I switch it up to the higher temperature, it just sort of like burns and turns into like char, which is what I just did. So now the room smells like burnt pancakes, which is like the smell of burning PLA, which isn't bad, it just probably isn't very good either. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with these. I'm curious to see what other people are going to come up with, because I haven't had any time to like really deep dive what other emotions I would make with these eyes, but I'm sure other people will, or at least I know I'm pretty sure Tony will once he gets them on his rice cooker. Like, he wants to make like a kawaii persona for his rice cooker with these. Mark is going to do something heinous with a pair of eyes for his new Prusa printer. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I don't know. It'll be neat, I think. So these will go on the goggles, and Toaster will be unamused by my second pair of eyes, but that's too bad. I'm thinking when I do actually make a pair for myself to put in the goggles, I might either use red or blue. I haven't really decided yet. The red looks really nice. I assembled my first pair of red eyes the other day for one of the orders that I got last week, and it looks nice. It's like a very, I mean, it's red, but they're very bright. The green LEDs that I ended up buying for my bomb for this aren't as bright as these ones are. Like, these ones look quite nice and bright. I think I'm using lower value resistors than I'm supposed to, but the chips haven't burnt out yet, and they look nicer. The ones that I soldered up and I'm ready to ship out, they work, but they're not as bright as these, and I don't know, brighter is better, I think, when it comes to LEDs, within reason. Cool. I'm glad you're still here, Micah. I'm glad some of you guys are still here. How long have I been doing this for? 3 hours? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go check the printers really quick. Mark's actually outside grilling, so I can't like call him over to be my commercial break this time, but that being said, I don't know. I don't really have anything to grab. I'm sorry, I'll be right back. I'll be fast. I'm just gonna go check on the printers and restart them if they're done. No, but I can end it. Okay, so the prints are both almost done, but I still need one more 20-minute print to have two full sets of pieces needed to mount both of these boards to the goggles. So that means that I can either continue the stream through my dinner and do the 20-minute print, because I'm guessing it'll take me 20 minutes to eat and 20 minutes for the print to print. Or I can just call it and post pictures of this finished. Okay, so oh god, so it's the left eye, which is you. What's in there? I don't know. These will be nice once they're done. Probably wear them out to my birthday dinner. Yeah, Mark?
Yeah.
It'll be like the future.
Like living in the future.
It's like living in the future.
I can't wait to live in the future.
Me neither.
I've been waiting to live in the future for like all my life.
Let's turn these on. Ooh, the printer's done printering. Wait, what? Oh, that's the stove. Sorry. Sounds the same to me. There. Shit. Okay, so in lieu of this other eye being done, so this is the one that the parts are printing for, but this one's finished. That's the green, pretty glow we've got going on. Cool. I'm glad you're excited to put your red eyes on your printer. The red looks super sharp, I was just saying that. I mean, I know it's just red, but I don't know, they're very nice and bright and buttery. The green LEDs, like the ones that I bought to fulfill, like do product fulfillment, aren't as bright as this. I'm sure I could probably run them this bright, but the resistor value is not what it should be on these, so I'm actually running them a little higher than I ought to. It's all fucking magic to me, so I don't... They haven't, like, blown up yet, so they're probably fine. Or at least it's fine to me. Chip's probably not happy, but whatever. But yeah. So these are gonna go... Oh man. In the near future on my head. Like goggles. So that's the inside. Yup. I'm just gonna set those down here. I'm gonna go and check on the printer again real quick. Because if it's done, I think the part that I'm missing is the eye dock thing that has the mating magnets inside of it. So it's absolutely necessary for me to have that before I can complete this build as is. Aw. You wanted all of the colors maker block? I'm gonna make the RGB ones soon. Like, as soon as I get done putting all the documentation for these out and I get over that first wave of orders, then I'm gonna make the next spin of, like, colored ones, just because. And I'll add those to the store. Yeah. I don't know. I still need to make my video. I tried shooting the instruction video for how to install these and just introducing the project in general, and they were literally doing construction on both sides of the house today because it was a nice day. And I, like, got dressed up and I did my hair and I got the camera charged, and just as I was about to start recording, they started, like, drilling on one side and banging on the other, and I was sort of, like, wind out of sails, and I didn't feel like doing anything after that. So, it is what it is. Hello. Cool. Good night, Alex. Speaking of, I'm probably gonna call the stream since everyone seems to be taken off anyway. I have about 20 more minutes left of printing before I can throw the other eye on and then reassemble the goggles. I'll definitely post a picture, like a selfie, wearing them once that's done, but I need to eat my dinner and then, I don't know, assess whether or not I need to switch the filament out to make that last piece. But yeah. I'm pretty happy with them. I like the magnetic option. Like printing this flush piece and then having the eyes stick on there like that. It was a good suggestion. So I'll be sure to message Tony and thank him for stopping by and influencing me. Although I know I've talked about magnets as an option before, I just hadn't thought of using magnets for the goggles specifically. But yeah, this will be a nice thing to throw up on in the repository for people to print and use to stick on other magnetic surfaces as well. So yeah. But these are my shiny candy eyes. That looks so pretty. I'm like mesmerized by the picture. I'm just like staring at my screen like, ooh, lights. It looks so nice. I really like the green. They're all pretty nice. I think I might just eat the cost of the blue LEDs and lower the price so that people start ordering them. Because like right now on my Tindy, they're like an extra $4 for the blue eyes, just because the LEDs are slightly more expensive. I kind of don't care. I just want to make them. But yeah. Cool. I'm getting I'll get the RGB as soon as I do. Aw. Cool, I'll let you know when I do it. It'll be soon. I don't know. Let me know if you want that purple pair of eyes too. I can definitely make those for you. It'll be like a surprise. I'm excited because, I don't know, maybe should I stream that? Maker Block, your eyes are getting assembled after I eat my chicken. So at some point tonight, when I sit down and start doing the red round, that yours are first. So they haven't been born yet, but know that at some point within the next couple of hours, I will be hunched over my bench behind me, like birthing them with my hands and tweezers. And cool. And thank you for stopping in, Micah, and hanging out with me. I'm glad that, I don't know, I'm glad everyone was here, just sort of chilling, making stuff tonight. And magnets are definitely, magonets are magic. I don't know where anyone else would find magnets that are like specifically this size. I'm sure you could Google that and find them relatively, like, fairly easily, I guess. But I think it's a 7mm and an 8mm magnet. I don't know. They work great. If you can buy them like in a little stack, as I know you probably can, they're not bad to have on hand for other projects too. Not quite sure why they decided to go with 2 different sizes, but whatever. Yeah. But if you're, I don't know, I'll throw the link to my Discord up in the chat before I take off one more time, because I like having you guys hanging out with me. I don't know. Come hang out here. This is where the party happens or continues after and between streams. And yeah, I don't know. Check out my Patreon. I don't know if anyone in here is new and just not talking in the chat, but check out my Patreon if you would like to. I don't know, throw me a couple bucks and I would appreciate it forever and ever. Or not, or just, I don't know, pick up a pair of eyes off of my Tindy if you want to support me and want something cool in return. I always appreciate it. It helps fund cornflakes for my young robot that's growing, and it helps fund all the craziness that I do. But I smell chicken and I need to go and eat the chicken since Mark spent so much time pounding it flat. Yeah? Alrighty. Alright, guys. But yeah, I don't know. Keep making awesome stuff tonight. I'll be around. Enjoy the rest of your evening or day, whatever time of day it is, in whatever part of the world that you're in. But yeah, take care. Love. Here, this is how I'm gonna sign off. Am I gonna hold these up? Can I do it? Can I do it? No? Do I have the dexterity to do the eye thing? Yeah? Eyeglasses? Oh, yes. Okay. Time to chicken my face.